All right, so we're back with a quick fragrance comparison. This is now Rave from Lattafa, and this is Qaed Al Fursan, also from Lattafa. So why are we comparing these two? Probably you found this video because you found one or both of these things at like a Burlington coat factory or maybe even online at like a discounter. But they are very similar. Let's go over the similarities real fast. One, they're both under 20 bucks. I think this one was 16, this one might have been 19 when I bought it. Very inexpensive. So you're talking about it's a 100 ml size. They're both eau de parfum. Big difference. One has a magnetic cap, one does not. They're both pineapple forward, meaning a lot of pineapple in that opening. So what are we dealing with here? They're both Lattafa, obviously. They're both in black bottles-ish. So what are we dealing with? How are we going to contrast these together? What's the main differences? What are the occasion differences? How are we going to handle which one of these to choose? If you don't choose, just get both. So first, let's talk about Rave Now. So Rave Now, there's a whole series of Rave Now. There's Rave Now White, Red, there's a pink one, there's a ladies edition, all that fun stuff. This one's going to open up with a lot of pineapple. When I say they open up with pineapple, both of these, this is true for both. This is not like, oh, I'm getting a hint of pineapple here. No, it's like cracking open a can of Dole pineapple juice and taking a big whiff. That's what it is. It's very, very strong pineapple forward. Some people think it's a little too cloying. I personally enjoy it, but it fades fairly quickly. It's not super pineapple-y for terribly long. You're going to have that opening note. It's very fresh. I would say it doesn't really smell artificial to me because, again, it just smells like a can of like sugary pineapple juice from Dole being cracked open nearby. That's kind of the smell you get. Now, what makes this special and different compared to this one are those secondary middle notes and obviously the base notes. So you're going to get a whole lot of patchouli. The main thing you're going to notice is that opening sweet, sugary sweet pineapple is cut a little bit by the rose that's in there. There's some birch in the notes, some very light wood fragrances, and then the base is a lot of oak moss, vanilla, and musk. And that powdery kind of sweet musk kind of offsets it, makes it a little more smooth, smooths out that whole presentation of the pineapple pretty well. So that's what you end up with the Rave Now. Now, with Qaed Al Fursan, you don't get the musk. You don't get that smoothing down. What you get is a lot of like sharp, crisp undertones. So you get like cedar, you get some fir, so basically pine tree, pine needle. You get some amber, some oud, all of which is very woody and pleasant. It's still very pineapple, and I would say the pineapple in this is almost more intense, not necessarily because there's more of the pineapple accord-making chemicals in there or fragrances. I think it has more to do with the fact that opening note of cedar is kind of sharp and kind of blends into the pineapple and kind of helps you kind of keep that pineapple smell kind of around a little extra long. So you get that with that balsam fir, that very nice kind of piney scent to it. And then the cedar really is where it's at on the baseline with that dry down. So what's the difference between these two as far as what they're for? Well, this one is more of they're both summer fragrances. They're both spring and summer. But for the most part, when you think about Rave Now, you're really going to be focusing more on like probably a more youthful fragrance. You're going to be focusing more on like maybe nighttime, more youthful, a little more playful, not quite so, like it's meant to be fruity and kind of fun. Whereas Qaed Al Fursan with those wood notes, it's much more crisp, it's much more clean. This is very office safe if you want that for a point of comparison. Another way to say it is, ladies, if you're buying this as a gift, this is for your boyfriend, this is for your dad. That's another good way to think about it. So just don't think too hard about it. Remember, these are dirt cheap. You get both for under 40 bucks typically, not including taxes. But overall, just a very, very well done set of fragrances. Although I will say some people criticize and say they're a little too fruity and they can come off cloying. If that is your concern and you don't want the fruitiness to stick around forever, Qaed Al Fursan is where you want to go. You want to focus on this one because this one's going to like dry down those wood notes that are very crisp, much more pineapple exclusionary. So basically it's going to dry down. The pineapple won't be there as much, whereas this vanilla dry down has some musk in there, but the pineapple notes do stay around for a little bit longer. So just keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, guys.